Halloween's coming up just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I love Halloween.
Really? What's your favorite thing about Halloween?
Handing out candy to trick-or-treaters.
That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's good for their blood sugar.
I mean, it's Halloween. Like, what else are you going to do?
Well, my favorite thing about Halloween, stripper moms.
I don't see how that correlates to Halloween.
Yeah, taking their clothes off to pay the bills.
Okay. Another thing I like is seeing all the little kids in their costumes. So cute.
Nah, I kind of like truckers taking disgusting shits at truck stops. That's kind of one of my favorite things.
Again, I don't see how that relates to Halloween in any way possible.
You have a weird view of Halloween. You know what another one of my favorite things about Halloween is? And tell me if this is yours too. But murders committed by 10-year-old children.
What?
Multiple murders, like 5.
Oh my God. What are you talking about?
Halloween, the 2007 Rob Zombie movie?
Oh, I've never seen that.
You haven't seen it?
You haven't seen it.
No way.
You're out of order!
You're killing me, Smalls.
Fasten your seatbelts.
You're tearing me apart!
Houston, we have a problem.
What we've got here is failure.
Conceivable. God damn you all to hell!
Hello and welcome to
You haven't seen
it, where it's Spooky Duketober, and I'm forcing my wife to watch scary movies that she never cared to see. I'm your host, Joey.
And I'm the wife, Erin, whose child is not a serial murderer.
Ooh, God.
Not that we know of. Wham, wham, wham.
I don't think our child's going to be a serial murderer.
No, she's too kind and too loving.
Yeah, and she might murder one of her abusive husbands and get away with it, but only because he was abusive.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, me too.
One of them? She has multiple abusive husbands?
Well, she's going to get married to a nice guy after that.
Okay. So, I don't know how to start this.
What are you talking about? You don't
know.
know how to start this.
I don't know. My brain is in another place.
Okay.
I've been busy helping my best friend. She's getting married tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow, as in Friday the 13th, tomorrow, her friend is a big Halloween person.
Yeah,
right?
Not the movie Halloween. She's more of a Scream girl.
Yeah, you mean Scream, the
She likes
Psycho
Ghostface.
Slasher franchise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great series too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you seen those?
I've seen all of them.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
not all of them, but I've seen like 3 of them.
Well, I've only seen the first one, so we could do like a reverse. Next Halloween, we could do a reverse thing where
Maybe.
because I've only seen the first one
Okay.
and I really liked it, but I was like in middle school when those came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little kid.
I went to see that, and one of my friends' dads dropped us off, and we went to the box office and told them we wanted to go see Scream, and they're like, "You have to be 17." And we're like, "Oh no, what do we do?"
Aww.
And then his dad came back, and he was like, "Well, I kind of figured something might have gone wrong, so I came back."
Oh.
And then we told him what happened. He's like, "Oh, I'll buy you the tickets."
Oh.
He just bought us tickets to a rated R movie and let us go watch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good memory.
Yeah. But she's getting married tomorrow. And funny thing, it's actually at the venue that Joey and I got married at.
Yeah, when they were getting married, they were asking us questions about, or when they were planning it, they're asking us questions about like venues and stuff. And we just told them where we got married and how cheap it was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And they even got a better price than we did.
You think so? Or
Definitely,
you know so.
I know so
Okay.
because they're doing it on a weekday on
Right,
Friday,
right.
and they also have so it's part of the building. The ceiling collapsed in, and so they are getting an even bigger discount because they can't use half of the venue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, So like the living room area is not available for anyone. The dining area is not available. It's only the kitchen on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it'll be kind of sad because we won't get to use the whole area, but it'll still be cool to go back.
Yeah. Well, at least I got a good discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got married there. We really enjoyed our wedding a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was super DIY and super cheap because we didn't have any money.
Yeah. But it also fit us really well.
Yeah, it fit us really well. We had art cars are a big deal in Houston, and Aaron got dropped off in an art car.
Mm-hmm.
And we like jokes and stuff, so it was.
Yeah.
We didn't really have any other jokes on the.
I mean, you talked about me being a bear and you finding your sexuality in your vows.
Yeah,
That was my
vows.
favorite part of your vows. Just because I started laughing and I was like laughing and crying at the same time.
Yeah, we had a fun wedding.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it went by too fast though. I felt
know,
like it
I
was
know.
over so quick.
My best friend, she's been saying I'm scared I'm going to throw up, or I'm scared I'm going to be so nervous. And I was like, you're not going to be thinking like you're not going to be thinking about all of these other things. You get there and it's going to go by so fast that you have no time to think.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to ease her mind with, saying like, you're not going to be as stressed out as you think you are. She has stuff done already. Like all they have to do is we just have to get ready and then go there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My advice to anybody getting married is KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You don't want to be so stressed out on your wedding day that you can't enjoy it. I've heard some people say that they were so stressed out about their wedding that they almost didn't go through with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I
Yeah,
bet there
there
are people
is.
that didn't.
Yeah, there probably are. But we watched a TV show. It was that comedian who was helping people with their weddings.
Yeah.
That's what she said. She said her wedding was so stressful that she almost didn't get
Yeah.
married. So that's my little happy marriage.
Do things that you
Advice.
two both like. Fuck all the other people. They're just there to witness. Okay. And you and the person that you're going to marry, it's about you two and about what you guys want.
Yeah.
I think there would definitely be some things that I would change looking back on our wedding.
Oh, for sure.
But it would be to make it more you and I centered, and not it would take away some of the things away from other people, just so that we could have more stuff.
Yeah,
to
I
do.
wish we had a little more money to spend to get a better DJ, and I
And a
wish
better
we would've-
photographer.
A better photographer. Yeah, I paid a friend like $100 to shoot.
I know. I mean, the pictures came out fine.
Yeah, but that's all we could afford.
Yeah.
And she did a pretty good job. Also, your wedding is one of the few times in your life you're ever going to get to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that. Get things you want in there. You know, wear a dress that you really like.
Yeah.
Or if you like having jokes, or one of the jokes we had was instead of a cake topper,
Yeah.
I took a Jason action figure.
I took it and put a tux on it.
Yeah, Erin made a little tux for it, and we took a Barbie doll that was about the same size, and you made a wedding dress.
I made a
for
wedding
it.
dress for it.
And instead of having a cake topper, we had a Jason and a Barbie.
Yeah. We still have them in our closet.
Yeah, we still have
Every
them.
time I see them, I always smile.
Yeah,
There were other things, I think, but most, like, those are the biggest
yeah. Okay, so enough about our dumb wedding.
in theirs.
And theirs. But we're excited to go tomorrow,
Yeah, I'm so excited to be at our venue together.
Yeah, and also they're a really great couple,
reminisce.
and it's going to be nice to see them getting married because
Yeah.
they're going to be together till they die. I'm
Yeah.
sure, together
They are.
in a suicide.
Oh, I was hanging out with them today, and all of the things that they would do, I was just like, oh, this is a good relationship. So I'm really excited for her. I'm super proud of you, and I love you. And I'm probably gonna cry my eyes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably tear up too.
Aw, babe.
I am no good at weddings. Yeah. So anyway, today we're talking about Halloween, the 2007 Rob Zombie movie.
Ooh.
And I want to ask you, Aaron. I usually ask you what you know about the movie, but today I'm going to ask you, what do you know about Rob Zombie?
Oh my gosh. So, Rob Zombie. I was introduced to Rob Zombie by my brother in his
Mark,
truck.
I assume?
Yes. He would listen to Dragula all the time. And he had this like huge bass in his truck. And so it would be like, like,
Careful, don't blow out the mic now.
I know. Shaking me to death. Listening to Dragula. So, I hated the song. Every time he would play it, it would make me feel nauseous because of all the shaking. Song. But he would play it while we were on our way to school, and I was just like, this is the worst music ever. So I've never liked Rob Zombie. And then also, he would play that one that was his other band.
White Zombie?
Yeah. That's what it sounded like to me. But
Thunder Kisses, maybe?
Sure. Wow.
Thunder Kisses, 1960. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Terrible song. I've never liked his music. I've never liked Rob Zombie at all.
Yeah.
So when I went into this movie knowing that it was Rob Zombie, I was not surprised. But I was also very like, I have that perception of him, and it was definitely with me the whole entire movie.
Yeah. He is all over this movie. Mm-hmm. You, even if you didn't know it was him, you're familiar with his music. You might guess like, wait, did Rob Zombie make this? Mm-hmm. But my background with Rob Zombie is White Zombie was coming up in the early 90s. They cut like their first, maybe only 2 albums in the early 90s when I was in elementary school, and I was getting into rock music and metal and stuff, and I got Astro Creep 2000, and I thought it was so cool.
Is that a Rob Zombie song?
No, it's a White Zombie.
Oh, okay.
But I think the name of the album was Astro Creep 2000, and it seemed so edgy because it had this crazy artwork in the CD and everything, and he had that gravelly voice that he put on into like a 5th grader, a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fucking cool. But then, like, literally the next year, like in 6th grade, I started listening to Sepultura and like Metallica, Megadeth, and stuff like that. I'm like, God, White Zombie's terrible. Like,
yeah.
It's so flashy on the surface, but you listen to it, it's like there's really nothing to it.
Yeah.
It's like rap rock almost. But he's not rapping. He's just singing very monotone.
He's saying.
Yeah, he's saying in like a gravelly voice. He doesn't
Do it, baby. Do it, baby.
Yeah, he doesn't really sing. He's got less range as a singer than Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
That's really saying something. Ozzy Osbourne at least has a naturally cool sounding voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not a Rob Zombie fan. Was for a very short period of my life, and then when he came out with his first movie, House of a Thousand Corpses, I thought it was pretty good for a horror movie.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's not even worth seeing. It's really just a Texas Chainsaw Massacre ripoff.
Oh,
pretty much. It feels just like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but not as good. But I thought it was pretty good for first outing. But and then after that, I hadn't really seen any of his movies. He keeps recycling the same ideas over and over again and using the same cast over and over again. He puts his wife in every single one of his movies.
Was she in this one?
Yeah, she was Michael Myers' mom.
Oh.
But she's been in like every single one of his movies. He uses the same actors. He's got a thing for a certain type of actors, which I'll get into. But general impressions about the movie. Like, do you have anything you wanted to talk about right at the top? Or?
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed immediately right out the gate before the movie started was that it was half an hour longer than the original Halloween. And like, it had a lot, like I feel like half of the movie was when he was a child.
Yeah. 50 minutes. The first 50 minutes.
It was a long time to see this kid killing people. And I felt like it was just to kill people.
Right.
That's the only point of that. And like, it took a lot of mystery away from Michael and who he was.
Yeah.
What is one of my favorite things about the original one was that he always had masks. We never saw his face, except for maybe like a smidge glimpse at the end.
Right. And then when he's a child at the very beginning.
Yeah. And so that mystery of like, what does he look like? Who is he? Was stripped away from us.
And also why he is the way he is.
Yeah. And then like they put all this backstory into why he like, there was something about him like killing animals. And like, so he was like, everyone knew he was going to be a serial killer before he killed anyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, that wasn't the scary part about Michael Myers in the original Halloween, is that he just all of a sudden killed his sister.
Mm-hmm.
No, he had never killed anyone before. He seemed like this sweet little kid, and he was really little. And then he kills his sister in such a bloody massacre.
Right.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's scary that a little kid could just snap and kill their much older sister.
Yeah. And then he's silent from then on.
Right.
He doesn't say any other words. In the movie, he never says anything. But they've said that the last time he talked was that day.
Yeah.
So after he killed his sister, he never spoke again.
Yeah.
Which is creepy. Whereas this, like, after he killed his sister, or no, not after he killed his sister. Yeah, after he killed that boy, and he killed his stepdad and his sister and her boyfriend. He was still talking to his mom. It was just like, it was weird.
Yeah, he was talking a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. They try to make him seem like a sympathetic person. And like he's got this terrible home life, and he's got a horrible stepdad and a mean sister, but it's still like they didn't show that enough to really make you feel sympathetic enough for him to start killing animals. And they show him getting bullied at school briefly.
Yeah.
They should have really found a better way to show like this kid has had a garbage life since birth, instead of just saying like, oh, the few days up until he killed somebody, his life kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear about a serial killer, well, not every serial killer is like this, but a lot, it's like they live such horrific childhoods. So you have sympathy for the child until they start killing.
Yeah.
But I don't have any sympathy for him. I'm just like, when he starts killing, you're just kind of like, cool, I wanted to see those people die.
Yeah. I mean, and also like right out the gate, he's killing an animal.
Yeah.
He's like washing the blood off of his hands from his rat.
Yeah.
So it's like he immediately is like, oh, I hate him. Immediately out the gate.
Yeah.
You have no sense of remorse or like feelings towards Michael in any way.
No.
Like with the original, Michael is this little kid, and he went trick-or-treating on his own because his sister wanted to get laid. But she abandoned her little brother. And so I can see how that would make him snap.
Right.
But with this, it's like he just wants to kill everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was very anticlimactic when he killed someone.
Yeah, it really was. It was anticlimactic, and this whole movie takes place in this garbage universe too. Like I feel Rob Zombie's like worldview is fully on display because like everybody in this movie is trash.
Yeah.
He lives in a trash home. There's the only time it seems like idyllic in the normal world is 50 minutes into the movie when we're finally introduced to Laurie Strode as a teenager. And they said,
and she's still a beach.
Well, she was a baby in the beginning.
I know.
But they show her at home with her parents, and their parents, like, they have a loving relationship. But I can tell that they're trying to put that across, but it doesn't even come across.
It doesn't,
well.
Because like the way she talks to her stepmom is like, she says like something about this guy. Okay. But whenever she first is introduced as a teenager, she's like with her mom and she's like talking about this guy potentially molesting her.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, oh, like Mr. Da-da-da wants to something me. And I was like, what?
Oh, right. Yeah, she was talking about one of the teachers who finds her attractive or something. Which is like, another thing about this movie is like, this is what men think teenage girls are thinking about. It's like, no, I don't think teenage girls are like talking about which teachers want to fuck.
Yeah,
them.
we're grossed out by that.
Yeah.
It's gross.
But everything that the girls say in this movie, just like
the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah. It's totally what like a horny man thinks teenage girls
I hated all of the way, like every way that any woman talked in this was just repulsive.
Everybody talks terrible. Like the dialogue is terribly written. Mm-hmm. I think Loomis and Sheriff Brackett have okay dialogue, but that's about it. But then it just goes right back to this trash world. Like just everybody's trash. Everybody's curses way too much.
Yes. Everybody
is just mean to each other.
And there's a lot of screaming. Just
Tons
to scream.
Of screaming. Yeah. It's just I know I feel like this is what like Rob Zombie thinks the real world is like.
I guess.
But I don't understand why.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. But
it was hard to watch.
What little I've seen of his other movies are like that too, where it's just
I wouldn't doubt it.
where he just thinks like the real world is like a garbage place. It's totally backwards for a horror movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what else?
And the other thing about it is like there's all this negative. There's no opportunities of us to get relief from that.
No.
So there's no points where we're like, oh, I like this person. I didn't like any characters.
No.
If he killed his sister, awesome. Like his baby sister as a teenager, wonderful. Like it was so badly done that everyone was I hated every single character.
Yeah, and another
even the baby at the beginning. Oh my God, it was screaming the whole time. I get it was supposed to be like, oh, this is a bad home.
Yeah.
But still, it was just the whole movie was screaming.
Yeah, it's just there's tons of just stimulation constantly.
Yes.
There's never any calm to enjoy the storm ever. It's just an onslaught. And what was I going to say?
One of my things is in the beginning is that I said this movie goes way too fast at the beginning because it was just like boom, 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 this thing. Like he has a shit home, he has a shit home, he has a shit home. Like banged into our heads over and over again.
Well, I mean, that's kind of good filmmaking, but it was just, because you're supposed to hit people in the head with things multiple times. But it's just, you were just living in this world and it was just awful. Mm-hmm. And then who was the main character of this movie? Who do you think the main character of this movie was? Because I don't know. I literally do not know. In the first movie, it's Laurie Strode.
Yes, definitely.
But Laurie doesn't show up in this movie until 50 minutes in. Yeah. Like the teenage version of her, the baby version, like a baby can't be a main character. Yeah. Unless it's look who's talking.
But I did realize that whenever that initial thought of Michael Myers killed his babysitter and then killed his little sister, I think it came from this movie. What other people have described came from this movie because he is going after his little sister at the end.
Right. But also at the end, he doesn't even seem like he's trying to kill her. He kidnaps her and shows her a picture of them together as children. Mm-hmm. And of course, the whole time she's just screaming like, what do you want? What do you want? What is this? I don't get it. Like she just never stops screaming. Yeah. And, so I don't even know what Michael Myers wants. What is he trying to get?
He has
what is he
no
trying to
objective.
Achieve? For most of the movie in the original, you don't really know what he's doing until he really, towards in the end, where he's really set his sights on Laurie and is not going to stop until he kills her. Yeah. Right? But in this movie, you don't know. And Dr. Loomis will show up in the movie and then disappear. And then when he's back, it's like, okay, what is his deal now?
Yeah.
What is he doing now? And I just don't even know how to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy. And it's all over the place. I read that Rob Zombie was trying to make it 2 movies. Like he was trying to negotiate 2 movies, but they were probably like, no, you're not a proven director. If we make 2 movies and the first one sucks, then we have to release the second one, and it's also not going to make any money. So
Which is smart.
Yeah. So instead, he tried to cram 2 movies into one, which is like, don't do that. Just go back to the drawing board. There's not that much for you to draw on from the original movie, right? It's a really simple movie that you're remaking. And then, of course, everybody's argument who worked on the movie is like, well, we didn't just want to make the same thing. What would be the point of making the exact same movie? But then the argument from the fans is like, well, we want to see the same things. Like, you took away the stuff that we like and that we always want to see. Like, so when you make a movie like this, like, where do you find the middle ground?
Yes.
You know, you're walking a razor's edge because, I mean, reboots and remakes almost always suck. They're almost always terrible and forgettable, and they just want to cash in on something. But, like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Of, like, what do you change and what do you keep? And in my opinion, they changed way too much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Also, I had a question about, did you ever see the made-for-TV version of the first Halloween?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
Okay. Well, because I was wondering, because you said that they added stuff about when Michael was in the home.
In Smith's Grove Institution.
So maybe they were basing it off of that version, because it shows him a lot in the home.
Yeah,
declining.
It does. I think that was all new because, like, they really wanted to change. Like, Rob Zombie said that he wanted to change a lot of the movie. He didn't want to just present the exact same thing. But my thing is, like, he just changed
way too much.
He changed way too much. And he tried to make Michael a sympathetic character. I almost think he thinks he's Michael Myers. Like, as a kid.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Like, he put himself in the shoes of that character. Which, if I was writing that character, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So when we watched this movie, obviously I like the first one. I think it's a fantastic movie. But I try to put myself in the shoes of someone who has never heard of Halloween, the movies, doesn't know anything about Michael Myers, doesn't know anything, that this is their introduction to the whole series. Just watch it without thinking, without comparing it to anything. And even then, I'm like, there is nothing I think that's redeemable about this.
No,
I don't think anybody would watch this movie if this was the only Halloween movie and be like, I can't wait to see another one of this.
I think people would be like, I don't want to see that. I would, if we weren't watching it for this podcast, I would have turned it off.
Yeah.
Because there were parts that were kind of boring just because it was like, oh my gosh, can we just get through this? Like the whole time he was like declining in the institution, I was like, this is so pointless. Yeah. Like we know we know we don't have to see it. Right. To know that he's declined. Mm-hmm. It could have been a mention. Michael hasn't spoken since blah, blah, blah this day. Okay, great. Done.
Yeah. He really, honestly, the day, like him, like fighting back against those bullies and killing one of them, fine. Like him wanting to kill his stepdad and his sister. Yeah. Whatever. But the day he started killing people, there should have been a very specific change to his character. Yes. Where he puts on a costume, puts on a mask, and he stops speaking. Mm-hmm. That's the day that he stopped speaking, and his stepfather's like, why aren't you speaking? Like his father, there could have been so many cartoon character of an abusive stepfather. Yeah. And he should have been like, why are you talking? And then kill him. Yeah. And same thing with his sister. Mm-hmm. And he kills way too many people as a
So
kid.
many people. He's
Just too
through the
many.
whole movie. He kills everyone.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, once he's a grown adult, Michael Myers with a mask on and everything, fine. Like, kill as many people as you want. It's a psycho slasher. But as the kid, he only needs to kill one person to be a psychopathic child. That's it. You don't need to kill a 5.
Yeah.
He kills a nurse for no reason.
Yeah. He kills a bunch of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, do you want to get into the whole movie?
Yeah, we can start from the beginning. We've been talking for a while, so we'll kind of...
Yeah.
I don't really
Rush
want to
through.
discuss every minute of this either.
But I mean, it does go kind of fast. Like in the beginning, like we see him kill his mouse. We see him, his mom goes to his school and is like, the doctor's there.
Yeah, they're saying like you should get your kid a psychological evaluation.
Because they found dead animal pictures in his backpack.
Yeah, and what better way to make us like his mom than she says, I got to come up here all the goddamn time. I don't need to get I'm too busy to get my child evaluated.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, we're really on her side.
So this is the other thing is like, I don't like this Michael Myers because there's this like killing for no reason aspect to him. He's just killing to kill as a kid.
Right.
As a kid. I get as an adult, but as a kid, he's just killing for no reason. And I liked the cold, calculated, specific aspects of the original Michael Myers.
Uh-huh.
Way better. Because it's creepier when he's very particular or calculated. Like that.
Yeah, it's stalky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially the beginning of the movie with him stalking his sister and her boyfriend. Like, I could hear in my head like a monologue that Michael would be saying to himself, like, I can't believe she didn't take me to go trick or treating. She went over here with her boyfriend. But like, I liked that aspect of him way better because he was just very calculated. And I like that.
And all you needed in that movie was one murder to set up like this guy is out of his mind. He's deranged.
Yes.
He escaped from a mental institution and now like he's going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And there's a long time before anybody gets killed. But you're scared the whole time because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know he's up to no good. Mm-hmm. Where in this movie, it's just like, oh, he killed another person?
Yep, killed another person, killed another person. In the beginning, the first, like, before he goes even to the mental institution, he kills a little boy. He kills a hamster. There's a rabbit and a dog. He kills his sister, his stepdad, then his sister. No, his stepdad, then her boyfriend, then his sister. That is 7 people and creatures that he's killed in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Which I just it was too much.
Yeah. So we find out that he's got a really abusive stepfather.
Yeah.
And one of the lines I remember him saying to his mom was, shut up or I'm going to come and skull fuck you.
Which, ugh.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And it's, you find out he's on disability. He's a total deadbeat. Mm-hmm. And then his sister makes fun of him.
But he also is
to-
like, he's also going after his sister. Like he like says something about her ass or something. And she's like, fuck you.
The stepdad?
The stepdad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Michael. Like, his sister is mean to him.
Oh.
Right, we show him that. But yeah,
I thought you were talking about his stepdad though.
I was, but
No, okay, yeah.
when I said that, I meant like his sister is mean to Michael. Michael's sister is mean to Michael, but also his stepdad he's mean to everybody.
Yeah,
you know? He essentially sexually assaults his stepdaughter, or I guess it's his mom's boyfriend or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. He seems like he would be real easy to get rid of.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we also then find out that his mom is a stripper. Where like it's like Halloween night and she's like, I gotta go, and she like kisses him and then she strips to Love Hurts.
Oh, that's right.
Love hurts. Which was a terrible song choice for stripping.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to make any money on
Definitely
that one.
not. And then like right before she leaves to go strip, he does kill his bully at this point.
Yeah.
He like beats him with a stick or something.
Yeah. And it's way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah,
All of it.
They show him essentially just torturing this kid and beating him up slowly. And, And all we see of him getting bullied is like in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they're essentially just making fun of him, right?
Yeah.
And they say like, oh, I got some picture of your mom.
Oh,
who's a stripper.
Yeah.
And,
they're talking about, do you think she'll show me her tits for $20?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if your mom was a stripper, I mean, that's probably going to happen. If she's on an advertisement for the company.
Right.
But so he kills this kid, and then it's Halloween night, and his sister's supposed to take him trick-or-treating, but she doesn't. Her boyfriend comes over, which her mom saw her boyfriend come over. If you wanted her to go trick-or-treating, you should have been like, no, you can't come in. You need to go home.
Uh-huh.
But it's like his mom is like kind of a pushover, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know.
She loves him, but like she's also a pushover with her daughter and her boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, like you could tell she loves it, but she also seems like she's just not involved. Like she's just like emotionally not available, right? Even though she loves her kid, but yeah. And then her boyfriend comes over and they have sex, and he puts on the Michael Myers mask.
Yeah,
which really makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why, like, they would put it on the boyfriend, and then later, Michael, that's the mask you choose to wear?
Yeah.
Even though you can make masks, and you can wear any mask. That's the one.
And you decide to wear the one that your sister got fucked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's strange.
Yes. So he goes trick-or-treating, and he's eating this candy while Love Hurts playing. And then he like eats a piece of candy, and it's the shittiest candy I've ever seen. Like
it's all
and it's all open. It's like not even wrapped.
It's all like public domain candy, like candy corn. You know, there's not going to be any Reese's in there.
Yeah, he just like shoved his hand in a candy bowl, and
can you remember how they had Reese's Pieces in E.T.? Imagine if like some company was like, yeah, put us in your child murder movie. Oh. Like, Reese's Pieces, the candy of child murder.
So he is in the kitchen, and then I guess he gets fed up. I don't know why, but his stepdad or his mom's boyfriend sleeping in a chair.
Yeah.
And he like tapes him down. And I was like, you couldn't wake up from being taped? Hearing that.
Well, he was probably passed out drunk.
Yeah. But I feel like I would still wake up.
I don't know. I've been pretty drunk. I've slept through some stuff. Yeah, but it's bad. It takes too long. Like a lot of this stuff could have been edited down, and like he shows him taping it, and then he wakes up, and then that's when he kills him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's suspenseful.
No.
It's scary.
Because he's like all held down, like just and like also lean over him while he's sleeping and slit his throat.
And then also you want to see that guy die.
Yeah.
Because he's an obviously awful person.
Everyone is.
Yeah, but I mean, he's obviously the most awful that he's openly talking about having sex with his girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah. Or
stepdaughter or whatever. It's like, yeah, you want to see this guy die. You don't because...
And skull fucking his mom?
Yeah, because you're like, literally like, this guy is 2 steps away from molesting a child.
Yeah.
So if he's dead... Because I don't even believe in the death penalty. But if somebody got killed who I knew was about to molest a child, I'd be like, I'm cool.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah.
So this is not.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's just it's totally a non-scary thing.
Yeah.
And then, his sister's boyfriend is gross and dressed all like ratty.
Yeah.
And he goes down there.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and he goes down there and starts making like a sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, you're going to go into this girl's house and make a sandwich?
Yeah, I mean, I get being hungry or what, but they show him like slapping meat down, and you're like,
And like,
not only am I not scared, I'm now my appetite is gone.
yes.
Because you're making this disgusting sandwich. Like I'm gonna stop eating my popcorn in the middle of the movie.
Ugh, yeah.
Like, ugh.
My hand. I need to go wash my hands. So he kills her boyfriend with a baseball bat, which is like, why are you killing him? First of all,
Yeah.
just there's no point.
Here, I can streamline this kill for you very easily. He's already killed Ronnie, right? So we know he's going to kill somebody else probably.
Yeah.
So the guy goes down in the kitchen to make the sandwich, opens the door, grabs the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When he closes the door, Michael's standing behind the door with a knife.
Exactly.
Stabs
Done.
him. Done. Over.
No nasty sandwich.
No nasty sandwich.
No baseball bat.
Yeah. We don't.
He's in the kitchen anyway.
Yeah, he could still hit him with a baseball bat, but it's like they just show him walking up slowly behind him.
Yeah.
People walking slow isn't scary.
But that's the thing about Michael's. He has a knife.
Yeah, he has a knife. But
A
the
butcher
thing
knife.
is, like, he could have killed him anyway. It was just like, do it quickly.
Yes.
And we don't need to show the baseball bat hitting him in the head or the knife even stabbing him.
Yeah.
You can just cut away.
That was the next thing I said is they show everything. All of the gore. It's there.
Yeah.
If you are squeamish in any way, don't watch this movie because there's so much blood and so much, and it's like, it's to the point where it's like, that was pointless. Why are you showing that?
Yeah. But I love a good splatter movie, but this isn't a splatter movie.
Yeah. It's a slasher.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I love that part in Scanners where the dude's head blows up, but that's not this kind of movie.
Yeah. I don't know that movie.
We'll watch it someday.
Okay. I think that's such a funny thing that I'm always you always reference a movie and I'm like, I don't know that one. And you're like, we'll watch it.
It's for the people listening at home. But there's this
Giving
horror.
you ideas.
It's kind of like it's from the same guy who made The Fly, the same director. But
that grossed me out too.
Yeah, all his movies are like body horror movies. But there's this one part where a dude's head blows up. And I think what they did was they got a watermelon and they put like fake skin around
explosives?
it. No, they shot it with a shotgun from behind.
Oh my gosh.
And it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like a sawed off?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It really looks good. But anyway.
So he kills her boyfriend and then he goes upstairs and he's dressed as a ghost, which is a play into the
which is a callback
to the original.
Wait, is he dressed? I thought he wasn't dressed like a ghost.
Yeah, he was dressed up as a ghost.
When he's grown up, Michael Myers, he dressed up as a ghost too. Then, because he dresses up at the end.
Did he?
Yeah,
I thought it was at the beginning.
Before he kills Linda.
I thought it was in the beginning.
I don't think so. Oh, it doesn't matter. But he kills his sister next, right?
Yeah. But he kills his sister next and puts on the Michael Myers mask that his sister's boyfriend was wearing before they did it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He puts that mask on.
Yeah. And I was like, gross. Sweaty. And he was greasy. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
So, I mean, he kills her and then he goes outside and then I guess he called the police on himself.
I don't know, but his mom comes home next.
Well, yeah,
And
but there's already police there.
No, there wasn't. No, he's outside holding his baby sister.
Yeah.
Because they set up that he likes his sister and calls her Boo.
Yeah.
And then his mom comes home and she's like, Michael, what are you doing out here? And she like finds blood on him. And then that's when the police show up and they're taking out the bodies.
But he must have called them because they came right after her.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, the police show up and they're carting out all the dead bodies. And of course, his mom is like screaming.
My baby girl.
Yeah, and we don't need to see any of this. This
Yeah.
could have been an easy cut.
Yep. There's so many cuts.
We could have just seen.
You should have just cut the whole movie.
We could have. It could have been like she comes home and there's police everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Your son killed people. We're gonna take him away."
Or just literally, the police are there and they walk inside the house, and she looks down at Michael, and then she sees the blood on him. Cut. Done.
Yeah, that could have been it too.
So much faster.
Yeah.
Not wasting my time.
Yeah, and then also we could have long established that he's already quit speaking.
Yeah.
Which they really should have done.
He hasn't. He's even in the institution talking to the doctor. He's talking to his mom and the nurses and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking it up. And I was like, wait, why is he still talking? Because I was basing it off of the original movie, but...
yeah. And then we go to the institution, and there we re-meet Dr. Loomis, but Dr. Loomis doesn't really explain anything about what's going on with Michael.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, this kid's fucked up. I'm going to try to help him.
He keeps saying that he doesn't, it's being like said that Michael doesn't remember killing his sister, her boyfriend. Yeah, that was like said like 3 times, but he doesn't remember. And then the doctor even asks, "Do you remember what happened on Halloween?" He goes, "No, what happened?" And he keeps he keeps asking his mom like how his sister is and how's everyone at home. It's like he doesn't remember.
Oh,
which didn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. But the thing is, like, Dr. Loomis is supposed to be our window into what's going on with him, and this is where the original kind of screwed up too, because all he does is talk about how like. He's evil.
He's
and there's
evil incarnate.
That's the kind of a misstep of the original movie too. But that was in 1978 when a lot less was known about psychology of these types of people. But they spend so much time in the institution.
Yeah.
And they even show like a session they have where he just screams a bunch and says, "I want to go home."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Okay, that's a good session today." Michael's like, "What are you telling us? What are you showing us by having this session here?"
Yeah.
Like, we didn't learn anything except for that he wants to go home.
Yeah.
Like, cut that out. Mm-hmm. And then they have Danny Trejo, which, do you know Danny Trejo? Machete. Yeah. This guy's been in everything.
Yeah.
He's got a great look.
First time I saw Machete was when he was in Spy Kids.
Oh, yeah. He was in that.
He was their uncle.
Yeah. He's friends with the director who directed Spy Kids.
Oh, okay.
And Machete was directed by that same guy.
Oh, okay.
So he's been in a ton of his movies. But I love Danny Trejo. I've heard interviews with him. He seems like the coolest guy.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And he did like 5 years in San Quentin in prison. Mm-hmm. And then he got out and turned his life around.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a really interesting guy. But I think this is probably one of the only parts I kind of liked about the movie was like he works in the institution and he's like, hey, Mikey, you got to live inside your head. It's hard, being locked up. So no one can get to you in your head. Mm-hmm. So he's like trying to help him a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like the one person in this movie he's like trying to do the
good
right
by
thing.
him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even Loomis a little bit seems like, don't you just want to write you're doing this to advance your career.
Yeah. He's just doing it to write a book.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. But then he's like with his mom, and this is like the last time because he's been declining. Like he's talking less and less and less. And he's with his mom, and you can tell like she's been really stressed out about him. And she's leaving, and he has food, and he has a metal fork. And I was like, why would they give him metal silverware? First of all, in an institution like this. But there's a nurse in there, and he kills the nurse with the fork.
Yeah.
Which was so pointless.
And she wasn't even mean to him or anything.
Yeah.
She like sees a picture of his little sister and is like, "Oh, cute baby."
Yeah.
And then he kills her.
Yeah.
But he wears the mask.
I guess it's trying to show that he's protective of her.
Maybe that's it.
But that's all I can scrounge from that.
Yeah. I don't know.
So he kills the nurse, And then they like go on lockdown, and his mom that night kills herself.
Yeah.
And then you hear the baby screaming, and I was like, "You killed yourself, and like in the same room as your child?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's extreme.
I don't remember if they showed it or not, but the police do show up and save the baby.
Do they? I don't think they show that.
Well, I don't think they showed it either, but that does happen.
Yeah.
So if you were worried about if you didn't watch the movie for some reason.
Yeah.
And then after that, does that when it flashes forward? 50?
Yeah, because now they're going to
years?
move Michael to another facility.
Yeah, and it's been 15 years, and we're finally introduced to Laurie.
So he was 10, so now he's like 25.
Yeah, so I guess he's 25 now. And this is another weird thing, is like suddenly he's a linebacker.
Yes, he's
for the Cowboys.
huge.
And I looked up the actor, the stunt guy who played him, 6'9".
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's fucking tall.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's too, like, why does he have to look like a linebacker?
Yeah, I guess they wanted him to seem big and scary.
Yeah. But it's just not. This is one of the things I think people had a problem with that they changed, was like, it's not, he doesn't look like Michael Myers anymore.
Yeah.
He's not even, like, the Michael Myers in the first movie was credited as The Shape.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't called Michael Myers. He's The Shape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it's like, well, like, that's the shape that we want to see him in.
Yeah.
To kind of use a metaphor, and like, you changed it.
Yeah.
You know, like, he was kind of like this weird, normal sized, blocky guy.
Mm-hmm.
But now he looks like a professional wrestler.
Yeah. He did.
He looked like the Undertaker when the Undertaker puts like his hair in front of his face. Yeah.
You know, speaking of the Undertaker, something I forgot to mention in our last episode was after Laurie stabs him in the eye with the hanger, he like sits up like the Undertaker.
Yeah, it made me wonder if that's where the Undertaker got it from.
Maybe.
Because the Undertaker he didn't create that character until like 1990 or something like that. So
anyways, so they're moving him to another facility, and they're like, "Oh, we got to move Michael Myers," and it's like he hasn't killed anyone else, so it's like, I don't know why you're so scared now. Well, I get it. I know, I get it.
And he doesn't speak.
But they're kind of like joking about it, because he doesn't speak. But he has these huge chains on him that are like puffy Cheeto sized.
Puffy Cheetos.
I don't know how else to describe them. They're huge fucking chains.
Yeah.
And he breaks out of them. And I was like, okay, I don't understand why he had such big chains and he was able to break out.
Well, I mean,
he's superhuman, I guess.
Yeah. It's too much. It's so heavy-handed.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gave him Cheeto Puff chains and he broke out of them. Like, he's supposed to be big and scary and strong.
Yeah, see, this is another thing. Like, I think there were some times where Rob Zombie was trying to be more subtle with the movie and like try to tip you off to some things that are going on. But because he's so ham-fisted at literally every other point in the movie, you're not looking for any type of subtlety.
Yeah.
So he destroys his own subtlety by being ham-fisted like the other 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that thing you were saying, like, oh, maybe he's protective of his little sister, and that's why. I would have never picked up on that, because it's just like, I see that and I'm like, oh, he's just killing another person because he likes to kill people or whatever.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. So he kills 4 cops and then he kills all of the other police and every officer that's inside the building. And then Machete is there.
Danny Trejo shows up and he finds all these dead people and there's dead nurse, and he's like, oh, he tries to play it cool and be like, okay, let's put these handcuffs back on you, Mikey. Because he calls him Mikey. And then you think like, oh, he's going to spare the one dude who's
the
been
one
cool with him?
Yeah, and he doesn't.
No.
And it was like, God, fucking spare Machete. Everyone loves Machete.
Yeah.
Keep him alive.
Well, it's not even that. It's like they had a chance to scare you.
Yes.
And make you feel scared for him. And like they could have drawn that out, and then like Michael put on a mask and grab a knife.
Yeah.
And then instead of killing him, turn around and walk the other way. And then you're relieved of that fear.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he starts to kill him and you're like, oh yeah, duh. Of course he's going to do it.
Yeah. So he kills him. He like sticks his face in the water and like is quote unquote drowning him. But then he takes him out and he stabs him.
I don't remember.
Or something.
It was just another long drawn out kill.
Yeah. And then he leaves somehow and he goes to a truck stop.
Yeah. But I think in the meantime, we meet Lori and her home life with her family is supposed to be nice.
Yeah, but it's like she's like making these innuendos about this teacher to her foster mom or her stepmom, her adoptive mom.
She probably thinks that they're her real parents.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I would never talk to my mom like that.
No,
that is so unrealistic.
But it's supposed to be like, oh, they're friends. It's like, no,
no.
Plus, I just don't think teenage girls talk like that.
No, we don't.
No.
Well, I didn't. I'm not a teenage girl anymore.
I never was. So
yeah. Well, when I was a teenage girl, I didn't
saying,
talk like that.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, we don't.
But,
they don't.
And not to their mom, and not about the things that she talked about. And then we find out what she's got to go by the Myers house too. They redo the part where she
drops off the key
and she runs.
But it's never said that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she wasn't dropping off a key or anything.
She like goes by and she like.
Tommy says it's like haunted or something.
Yeah, but she does drop off. She like puts something in the mail slot.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know.
And it's like the house is dilapidated.
Mm-hmm.
Dilapidated?
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
I don't know how to say words. But it's like this old dilapidated house and she's like putting mail in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And he's in there just like in the original movie and he sees her, but he doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. And then we see him go into, or we see him go to the truck stop.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the truck stop because I don't want to skip over this part because it's also pretty terrible.
Yeah.
A truck driver pulls up, and this truck driver, I don't know his name right off the top of my head, but he's another famous horror movie guy. He was in the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, really?
The George Romero one. Yeah. And so this is yet another cameo from another like journeyman horror movie actor. And there will be more. And they play Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
You remember that? And I remember I went to see this movie in the theater with a few of my friends. And when that happened, that was the only time in the movie we were happy. We were like, yeah, this song's great.
Everything else sucked.
Yeah.
So the truck driver pulls in and he's like, he tells him like, don't scratch my paint. I just got it done or something like that.
Yeah.
About his big truck. And then he goes into the bathroom and is taking a dump. And Michael Myers comes in. And it's like nobody saw him. He's huge. None of the other guys outside saw him walking to the bathroom.
Yeah. And
I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
That's another thing that's fun about Michael in the other movies is like he's like cat-like and he can slip by people.
Yeah.
But in this, you don't buy it because he's 6'9" and he looks like a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
If The Rock walked into a truck stop, you'd notice.
Oh
Because
my
he's
gosh,
a huge man.
You need Mr. Cellophane to come in.
Mr. Cellophane.
Cellophane, Mr.
I'm sure the listeners of this podcast will get that.
Could have been my name, Mr. Cellophane. Because you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. He's cellophane. He's clear.
Yeah, I get
Nobody notices him. Anyways. So he kills the truck driver.
But there's a very disgusting dialogue.
Long, drawn out.
Which, hey buddy, just to give you a heads up, I got a Taco Supreme talking back at me, so I'm going to be a while. So do you mind waiting somewhere else and let me pass this beast in peace?
Michael Myers just stands there.
Yeah. Look, brother, if you're looking for some kind of action, you better take it on on the arches before I'm done dropping this load, or I'm going to be on one sorry a-hole, or you're going to be one sorry a-hole.
He stays.
Okay, you just hold on, Daisy. I got something for you.
He unsheathes a knife.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch, and I'm going to cut that goddamn mask right off your face.
And then he gets, Michael Myers gets the knife from him and kills him with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely. Just lovely.
Wonderful scene. I bet his pants were down the whole time.
Yeah. He didn't wipe his ass. He probably just had shit all over his ass.
Ugh, gross. So then we find out Lori's his sister. I was like, Lori's his sister, I'm guessing. And then someone says, you shirt tuckers. I don't know who.
Shirt tuckers?
You shirt tuckers.
I don't know.
But so it's Lori and her friends have the same plan, kind of, as the original. Like her friends are like, but it's even worse than the original because, well, I mean, it is worse, but not even worse. It's worse than the original because the girls are like, Lori, we're going to pawn our little babysitting kids off on you and we're going to fuck our boyfriends.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And it was like, nobody talks like that to their friends. Like the original one, like it made sense.
Yeah. And then also like they were annoying in the original one, but they were like teenagers.
Yeah. They seemed like
mean.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
These girls are all bitches.
Yeah.
That's what like literally if they were if I was friends with them, I would not be friends with them. If I was in high school with them, I'd be like, I hate those girls. They are the worst fucking people in the world. And that
one who was a cheerleader who was talking about like doing a cheer where they lift up their skirts and spell cunt.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like,
so stupid. But they have the idea so they're gonna, the one friend is gonna pawn her little girl off to go fuck her boyfriend. And the first one, instead of going to that house, she goes to the Michael Myers house with her boyfriend and they fuck there.
Yeah.
Which I was like, what? And they were like, I can't believe they're going to just, to tear down the house or going to sell the house. We won't have our spot anymore. And it's like, you fuck there all the time? Gross. People were murdered there. Okay, maybe that's their little kink.
Yeah, it might be, but they don't tell us that if it is. It just seems weird. And that whole scene plays out just like in the original. They have sex, goes downstairs to get a beer. He gets stabbed and stuck onto the wall. Yeah. And then Annie shows up and she's got an Acura Integra, which I really liked.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there. But Annie is played by Danielle Harris, which I forgot it was her. But by the time when this movie came out, she was like 31 years old, and she's playing a high school student. But she's like 5 foot tall.
Okay.
So she's real tall, and she still kind of passes for.
She's 5 foot tall, and that's tall?
No, I said she is 5 foot tall, so she passes for a teenager.
Oh. Sounded like you said she's 5 foot tall.
Well, what am I supposed to say? 5 foot short?
You said she's tall.
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. But anyway.
Anyways.
She was in Halloween 4 and 5 as a child actor.
Oh.
And she was amazing in those movies. She turned in an incredible performance as a child actor. So when she came back in this, I was like, cool. I forgot Danielle Harris was in this. But I think, we'll get into it later in the movie, but I think it's why I pushed it out of my brain.
Is she the one with the brunette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But also she shows up and she drops off the kid that she's babysitting with Lori. And then she's saying that stuff like, oh yeah, I'm going to go fuck my boyfriend. And then she starts pretend humping Lori in front of the kids.
It was just disgusting.
Yeah.
All of it. Don't watch this movie, guys.
Don't think teenage girls are doing that.
No.
Teenage boys are more likely to
definitely
hump each other like that, which this movie was written by a man. I think
there's like girls in like teenage girls. I feel like a lot of us are very. We're told that if we have sex, it's looks bad on us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so a lot of us don't like outwardly be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fuck everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes when I would talk to my friends, like I had like 2 friends that I would talk about like sex with, but all my other friends, I never talked to them about it. And like we weren't like gross, like, oh, we'll fuck each other. Like it was, we didn't talk like that.
Also, another thing is like they're setting up that these people have been in a relationship for a long a period of time. So you're not, if you've already sexually active with a long-term partner, even as a teenager, you're not talking about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to find a moment when your parents aren't around that you can engage in sex, but it's not like that. You're not acting like that.
Yeah. Like I think like the most times or anytime I would talk about like me and my friends would talk about sex, it'd be like, oh my gosh. What? It was all like, whoa. Like just, it wasn't like nasty. It's so nasty in this movie.
Yeah.
Sex sounds so disgusting in this.
Yeah, it really does.
Anywho.
Yeah. Also, Danielle Harris is wearing a Slayer shirt in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
The same one that I have. And then also Dr. Loomis goes to the cemetery. And I don't understand.
His mom's grave is gone now. Instead of his sister's, it's his mom's.
Yeah. But like they're just walking through the cemetery and then they see the missing grave or whatever.
Well, it doesn't even look missing. It just looks like there's a dead fox on it.
Yeah, that was it. And then he starts to walk away and then he's like, I think I know whose grave that is. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, well, why did you come out there at all then?
Yeah.
If you knew what you were going to find.
Yeah.
It I don't know. It was kind of confusing and just, I don't know. I think they just needed to show Loomis back there. Like, oh yeah, this guy is still in this dumb movie. Mm-hmm. Another thing, like why does Rob Zombie like want to show like rednecks?
I don't know.
Because like, isn't the cemetery guy like a redneck? And then the guy who sells him the gun later is also a redneck.
I was just about to talk about the gun. So after the doctor finds the tombstone is missing, he like later on goes to a gun store and the guy's like, he's like talking about all these types of guns. And he's like, if you really want to blow their head off, you get one of these. And it's like a handgun. And I was like, what? And he was like, what kind of animal are you hunting? What are you hunting with this gun? It's like, no, nothing. That is not a gun you would hunt with. I would know because I'm around the country.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't buy like a 44 Magnum.
Yeah. You wouldn't buy that to go hunting.
No, you wouldn't be shooting animals with whatever he was buying. A handgun, and any handgun.
Yeah, no, you don't use handguns. You need something with a scope because you need to be far enough away.
Wow, Aaron, good for you.
Well, I mean, the only reason I know that is because
you're a real sportsman, aren't you?
I'm not.
You're gonna need a scope for that.
Hate hunting. I went hunting one time and my dad never brought me back because I complained the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, when are we going to go? This is so boring.
Why did you go in the first place?
I don't know. I hated it.
I've still never been hunting.
Pissed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's easy to set your dad off, so.
He was so mad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I get it. I get it. Like you wanted to do this thing and you wanted us to share this time together. But never did I say, ooh, I want to go hunting. I want to shoot a gun. I'd never shot in a gun before at that moment. Like never. Not even a BB gun. I didn't shoot a BB gun until I was like 15.
I don't know. I didn't shoot a gun until I joined the Army.
Well, we had BB guns like my brother had BB guns like his whole life.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So, like, he would shoot them, but I would always just be, like, away. I hated guns. I've always hated guns.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But I feel like if you owned a gun store and you're selling people guns, like, I feel like it would kind of be, like a point to not ask them what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
Because you would like to have plausible deniability when someone ends up dead.
For real.
Oh, yeah. He told me that he was going to kill his wife with that gun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I didn't believe him, though.
So he then goes to Lori's adopted parents' house and he kills them.
Yeah.
Just to add
Michael Myers, not Dr.
Yeah,
Loomis.
Michael Myers does. Just to add to the checklist.
Yeah.
Add
He
to the
has no reason to
laundry
be
list.
well, I guess he was looking for Lori.
Yeah, but he could have like noticed that she wasn't there and left.
Yeah.
And then I said the way these girls talk is so gross and not realistic for teen girls at all.
Uh-huh.
That was my next note because they're just so nasty. And then Annie I was like, at least Annie got to get some before she died. But
Well,
her pants
Annie
weren't even off.
Annie doesn't die. Annie is not dead at the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or unless you're talking about Linda.
No, Annie.
Oh, Annie doesn't die.
But in the first one, she didn't get to do it.
That's right. Yeah,
Her boyfriend never even made it over.
Yeah, she doesn't even get one last time in.
But in this one, like, at least like they got to make out and be together.
Yeah. And then Loomis goes and finds Sheriff Brackett.
Oh, sorry. I think if there were to be a serial killer, I definitely would want to be with you and not by myself.
If there was a serial killer?
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to be alone. At least we died together instead of apart.
Oh, okay. That was weird.
Well, like thinking about it, like...
Well, the way serial killers kill, it's like, you know, they have to fulfill what their thing is. Mm-hmm. And they're manipulative about it. They don't just show up and be like, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah.
So they would figure out a way to isolate their victim.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if we were in the slasher movie, if I were to pick the first or the second one to be Annie, I would pick the second one.
Okay.
At least they got to die around each other.
Okay. And then Loomis goes and finds Sheriff Brackett, who is played by Brad Dourif. And you know who he is?
No.
He is the voice of Chucky from the Child's Play movies.
Oh, yeah, you told me that during the movie.
Yeah, but he's been the voice of, and he's a journeyman actor. He's been in tons of stuff. He's been in Stephen King movies. He was the young kid in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The one who commits suicide at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. You told me that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic performance by him.
Yeah,
but he's boring as hell in this movie.
Yeah, he's only in it for a little second.
Yeah, and it's boring.
Yeah,
he finds his own daughter like mutilated practically.
Yeah,
and is like, okay, I called an ambulance.
And then he like makes it over to Lori's house. Or like the kid's house where Lori is.
Yeah,
and like,
Tommy Doyle or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how he got there, but they went upstairs, and because Lori went to go check on Annie or something and left the kids over there by themselves, and then she, like when she saw Annie was dying, and then her boyfriend was like strung up in the staircase. She like ran, like she fell down the stairs or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Because is that when? No, she falls down the stairs somehow. She sees Annie, and then she runs out of the glass doors again.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and then she goes to the house, and then she goes upstairs with the kids, and then he gets her somehow.
Well, no, I mean he tries to murder Annie. And she's topless, and he like keeps stabbing her, but then she makes it out of the house that they were having sex in, and goes to where Lori is, right? Because she's like all cut up on the floor of Tommy Doyle's house when Sheriff Brackett and Loomis show up, right?
They went to the little girl's house that she was babysitting at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
And she went over to check on Annie, and then she saw all of the stuff, and then she left and ran out.
Yeah.
But she called the police from the house.
Yeah, and I just want to like talk about how bad I feel for Danielle Harris shooting this movie, that she had to be on set topless for I don't know how many scenes.
A long time.
Because she has no shirt on, she's being stabbed, and then she gets dragged to another house. I can't imagine how many times they would have had to shut down and reset and then be like, okay, you have to be naked again for the next scene, and then shut down and reset. I was like, oh, we're going to go to a different location.
The first girl too.
Yeah, but no, I mean, she wasn't in that many scenes topless. Like Danielle Harris was in like 5 different scenes or shots topless.
Well, in the last scene,
with, like, Sheriff Brackett comes in there and she's just laying on the ground
topless,
screaming topless. Like she must have spent hours on set like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But she runs back to the house. She goes upstairs with the kids and they're in the bathtub, and he makes it inside the bathtub, and there's cops there, and he kills a cop. So that's another person he killed. This should be a drinking game. How many times does Michael Myers kill in this movie? You would be wasted in the first half.
Well, I mean, that's typical of a slasher film, but for some reason, the Halloween movies, I expect that out of a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
That's like a selling point in a Friday the 13th movie. Like 14 people get killed in this movie. Because one of the reasons you watch those movies is because of the elaborate kills. Mm-hmm. That's part of the appeal to it. But
this is just pointless killing. It's not elaborate at all or different in any way.
But that's not a Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Like a Halloween thing is about suspense and scariness, and like you have a high body count, but not a super high body count.
Yeah.
Like you care when you see somebody get killed, you care about them and you like them, and it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, this movie is just like, oh, another person got killed. And it's not fun either. Like the Friday the 13th kills, like when he one of the best kills in Friday the 13th is he picks up somebody in a sleeping bag and swings them against the tree and kills them. Like, that's fun. Mm-hmm. There's nothing fun about the way these people are getting killed in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, none of these kills are fun.
No.
So he gets Lori out of the bathroom somehow. Oh, I think there's a cop up at the door, and then he like kills him, and then he breaks in and he grabs Lori, and she screams, and then she passes out, I guess because she screams so much.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like he didn't hit her on the head or anything. She's like he's pulling her out of the bathroom, and she's just screaming her head off. And so I was like, I bet she just passed out from screaming. And then he takes her back to their home, their childhood home. And then we see her first friend with his mom's gravestone, and she's also naked.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say. Like,
oh, okay.
She is naked through multiple scenes too.
Yeah, she is. I guess you're right.
But then he shows up there and he pulls out the picture, and she's like, I don't understand. And then she is trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna help you. And she grabs a knife and stabs him, and she gets out, and he doesn't die.
Right. Also, another thing is Sheriff Brackett tells a story about how he responded to the call of the suicide, Mike Myers' mom's suicide, and he didn't put the baby in the report and takes it over to the next town.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't
that
make
sounds illegal.
Yeah,
first of all.
Yeah, first it's illegal, and it's just too much. It's just say like, yeah, we decided that to because it's a minor to not put her name in the official records.
Yeah. But there was a baby.
Yeah.
But we didn't put her name.
That's easy. Like, that's super simple. Just like, yeah, her real identity was shielded from the public because she was a child, right? And then she got adopted by this other family. Yeah. And the other family, maybe they know the truth, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter because they get killed.
Yeah. So she makes it out, and the doctor shoots him. She falls in a swimming pool, and he's coming after her, and the doctor shoots him. And then she goes and sits in the car with the doctor, and then he kills the doctor.
Yeah. And then he says the line of, she's like, was that the boogeyman?
Yeah.
And this whole boogeyman thing, I was like, wait, You never set up that early in
Yeah.
the movie. Did the kids ever talk about the boogeyman in this?
Yeah, I think the little boy, whenever she goes up to the house the first time, he's like, "That's where the
he
boogeyman
does.
lives."
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, and then and then they decide to make the movie keep on going.
I know.
And
Oh my
Michael
gosh.
Myers shows up, it smashes through the window and takes off with her again.
No, he kills the doctor.
Yeah, he kills the doctor by like crushing his skull or something
Yeah.
like that. But it's
and she runs
unclimactic.
it back in the house, and it's like, why didn't you run down the street, dummy?
Because she was scared.
Okay.
That's how you always justify those. And then they tumble off the balcony. Like in the first one, he falls off the balcony of the house, but they fall together.
Well, in that scene, like when she's in the house, like she's hiding from him this whole time. I was like, this is the only suspenseful part of this whole movie.
I didn't think it was that suspenseful.
It wasn't, but that was the
sort
most suspenseful of the whole movie.
They
And it's
show him
not
like
even
they
that.
show him like smashing a wall. Like, I can't find her. It's like, what do you? Did your eyes stop working with your voice or something? Like, how come you can't see?
Yeah, and then he
It
starts.
doesn't make any sense.
He sees her go up into the ceiling, and so he starts smashing the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right.
And then she falls in a room, and then somehow like she lands on top of him off of the balcony.
It's very unclear. Like the spatial element of this like doesn't work. You
Yeah.
don't really know where they're at. It's not shot very well. You don't get a good feel for how the room is or anything.
Yeah.
But then they stumble outside on the ground and she shoots him essentially in the face.
Yeah, she shoots him in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like he tries to put his hand up to stop her or something like that. So I don't know if Michael Myers was even trying to kill his sister at all.
He wasn't. I don't think.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
I think he just wanted her to like. I think he wanted to recreate his family.
Really?
Yeah, like that's why he has the tombstone of his mom and the body to be his mom. And
yeah.
then-
So it's like the only thing that they really took from the original movie was the mask, the Michael Myers mask, and then the names of the characters.
yeah.
Nothing about it is the same. It's like you call Dr. Loomis, but he's not,
Yeah.
doesn't have the same thing as Dr. Loomis. In this movie, he's like trying to make a career out of Michael, whereas in the first movie, the guy's like, this guy needs, like, he spends all his time and energy saying, like, this guy needs to be locked up in maximum security prison.
Yeah.
It's, Glory is not the same. Mm-hmm. Not even in the slightest. Like, they set up that she's, like, a good girl in this one, but there's no more.
The way she talks is not a good girl.
And her friends that
Yeah.
she keeps. But I was going to say, there's no more depth to her other than, like, she's a nice person. Jamie Lee Curtis's character had more depth to her.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, we're going to say our no bullshit assessment at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I
Pile of
loved
garbage.
it. I was just kidding. I did not love it. I hated it. It was a pile of garbage. POS. Hated the movie.
Yeah.
Would not watch again.
I thought we would kind of have fun talking about this bad movie, but it's not really fun to talk about.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just for every reason you could possibly think up to make a movie like this, I would just say don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun. It's not engaging. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
There's just nothing about it that if somebody told me this, I'd be like, just don't make that movie.
Yeah. I honestly, if there's anyone out there that does like this movie, could you please like message us and like tell us why you like this movie? Because we did not see it. I don't know where.
No, I know there's people that like this movie because there's people that like every movie, no matter how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm sorry if we hurt anybody's feelings with this, but you have to know by now, this movie's been out for a while. It was not a well received movie.
Yeah, I wonder what it got on like Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know. It did make money though. It was, I think, one of the highest earning Halloween movies, the highest earning Halloween sequel.
Really?
Right? And I can tell you why. Is one, the franchise had kind of disappeared for a while. And Rob Zombie, since he's a famous musician, he brought his fans into it. Right? And he had already made 2 horror movies before this. But Halloween 2 made even less than half of what this one made.
The original Halloween 2?
No. He made a follow-up to this.
Oh
he made
my
a sequel to
gosh.
it. And it like this one made 80 million. And then the next one made like 35 million or something like that. Mm-hmm. So the box office fell off by more than half. Mm-hmm. So that really shows you, like, even your fans were like, didn't really care
maybe
for
not.
it. Yeah. And if you watch his other horror movies, they have a style to them. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't. I don't really care for them, but at least it's his. And
Yeah.
he didn't take something that's beloved and try to make it his own. Like he created his own characters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the other horror movies that he's made, and he has a very specific style. So
You
those
said
work.
Land of a Thousand Corpses. What other
House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, 3 from Hell. I think he did a Monsters movie or something like that. But nobody cares about the Monsters anymore.
Yeah.
That's some product you can take and make whatever you want.
Yeah.
But like, you took something that was beloved and you kind of trashed it. And
Yeah.
you try to like say, oh, I did it because I wanted to try something new. But you didn't really take anything.
Yeah. So it got a 28 on the 28% on the tomato meter, and audience scores were 59%. So less. It was just above half.
Yeah, but I think this movie came out before Rotten Tomatoes existed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it says 25 years of Rotten Tomatoes. No, maybe not. But those things are never, you can never really go off of those
Yeah.
things anyway.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a low score
Yeah.
to me. So.
Oh, it is.
So yeah, it was a terrible movie. I hated it. Yay!
That's a real no bullshit assessment for you. All right. So we're running out of time, but we do have one little segment left. It's Halloween time, and we're going to play Halloween Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Ooh.
All right. So the first one is, you like McDonald's?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to get at McDonald's?
Chicken nuggies.
Oh, yeah. Those chicken nuggets are good.
Yeah, they're really good.
The 2 things I think are best at McDonald's are the fries and the chicken nuggets.
The fries are really good.
Yeah.
The fries are good, and the soda pop is really good.
The burgers suck. I'd rather have Burger King.
But the chicken nuggies. Bomb.
Chicken nuggets, yeah. Yeah. Those are the grade A goat of chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
I
they're
would
the
definitely
best
say.
chicken nuggets. If
Yeah.
someone says that they're not the best chicken nuggets, they don't like chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
They're not a real chicken nugget head.
Yeah. There's just something about them. I don't know what it is.
There's cocaine in them.
All
There's
right.
crack cocaine.
So I don't know if you remember, but during Halloween, McDonald's, the Happy Meals, they would change to buckets.
Yes, I do remember these.
Yes. And they had 3. Do you remember what they were?
Well, I mean, I can see them.
Well, you weren't supposed to be
I
looking at
didn't
them.
know. There's a pumpkin, a ghost, and a Frankenstein.
A witch.
A witch.
For the girls.
Or is it
So-
a mummy? Or is it a ghost?
It might have changed a couple times. I don't know. But the ones that I remember are the witch, the green witch, the orange pumpkin, and the white ghost.
Okay.
And this was always my favorite time of year to go get a Happy Meal because of the buckets.
Aw.
I was never really a Happy Meal kid.
Yeah.
I got away from Happy Meals really quick. And I might have talked about it on here, but the real reason my family went to McDonald's was because there was one in our neighborhood that had an outdoor playground. And the parks in our neighborhood sucked.
Oh, okay.
So we would go there and my parents would like feed us and then we'd play on the playground for like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah. There
So
wasn't
I was going to McDonald's for the playground, not the food.
there wasn't a McDonald's close to us. It was like 30 minutes away in the town over. So we didn't really we went to McDonald's anytime we would drive to Pasadena to go visit my family or my mom's family. We would always go get McDonald's. But my brother would always get, one of my brothers would always get Taco Bell, and I hated it. He was always like, let's do Taco Bell. And I was like, no, I hate Taco Bell. But so sometimes my mom would go to both McDonald's and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember getting the buckets because we never really went to Pasadena around Halloween time. When we stayed in my hometown.
Yeah. Too
So-
spooky.
No.
Pasadena, Texas. That's where they shot Urban Cowboy.
Okay. Yeah, you told me that. It was actually at the same location my mom and dad met.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're getting off track here.
Or maybe it wasn't the place that they met, but my mom has been to the place that they shot Urban Cowboy
Oh, okay. I believe it.
when she was partying.
Yeah.
My mom used to party.
Yeah. Pasadena was a real party town in the 70s. I think.
Yeah. Pass it, get down, Dina. That's where the name comes from.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a witch, a pumpkin, and a ghost. And I'm asking you, Aaron, which one of these McDonald's buckets are you going to fuck, marry, and kill?
These are the original. Click that picture. I can't see it very well. Okay. So I'm going to come right out with it.
Okay. I mean, that's all you can really do.
The ghost is cute as hell. And he looks like a really sweet guy. So I'll probably marry the ghost.
Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face, and he doesn't have any like sharp edges.
No,
to
exactly.
his features.
He looks like he'd be a fun time,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
I would probably this one's hard. Cuz the pumpkin is very mean looking.
Yeah. He does
Maybe
look like
he'd be
wants
like
to kill you.
really good in bed.
Bad boys can fuck, right? Is that the stereotype that
I
bad
don't
boys
know.
not good at?
I haven't experienced that.
Oh, I'm not a bad boy?
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
But the witch, like, she also looks kind of happy and like, ew.
She is definitely smiling. But she's got kind of like Medusa hair. Those look kind of like snakes there.
But no, they're locks. I get it. They're locks.
Okay.
I say I'm gonna fuck the witch and then kill the pumpkin.
Right.
He just looks a little too mean, so he looks like he would hurt me.
Yeah, also, I mean,
intentionally.
that pumpkin's going to rot eventually. You know? Pumpkins rot.
Yeah.
Especially they really fast after they've been carved.
Oh, and you know what? She's a witch. I bet she got all kind of little tricks up her sleeves.
Yeah. Well, for
Up
me,
inside
I'd
that
be
broom.
afraid. I'd be afraid to break up with the witch because
Well, we wouldn't.
they would put a curse
it's
on
mutual. The fucking part is mutual. Like
you.
we're
Oh,
just
right.
like we're
yeah,
fucking.
yeah. You wouldn't marry
that's it.
that because if you got a divorce, they'd probably put a curse on
Exactly.
you, right?
And the ghost,
They
like he
would
might
be
haunt me.
hell with a divorce lawyer.
Yeah, the ghost might haunt me if we got a divorce, but like he doesn't look like that bad of a guy. So like even his haunts might be like boo, boo, bitch, and that's about it. So that's definitely my answer. I would fuck the witch, marry the ghost, kill the pumpkin.
All right, folks, you heard it here first.
Please look at the images of their faces so you understand.
Yeah, tune in every other week to You Haven't Seen It to answer the tough questions. Which Happy
Meal
Meal
container would you fuck?
Yeah. All right, so this is the part where we talk about what movie we're gonna be covering next week. We're still covering Halloween movies because it's Halloween time. So what?
Do we want to flip them?
Sure. Do you want to flip? Talking to the microphone, Aaron.
Well, I'm asking you. Do you want to flip?
We can. So we were planning on doing Halloween 2018 next week and then The Craft the week after. So do you want to flip it? You want to take a break from the Halloween movies?
Yeah, that way we can actually watch Halloween on Halloween.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought you would want to do.
Yeah.
But I really like the 2018 Halloween.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, because
it has Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis comes back, and also it's just good. I think it's just a good movie. But I would like to have a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
After
especially
that
this movie.
Yeah. So we're good. Next week we're going to be doing The Craft.
And I'm going to be hosting it.
Yeah. So Aaron's going to be hosting because I've never seen it. I saw a few clips of it on TV, but other than that, I haven't
I'm
sat.
super excited to watch The Craft.
Yeah, me too.
I think you're going to like it.
I think I'm going to like it, but I also think I'm going to have a lot of fun with the 90s-ness of it because it's a very 90s movie.
It's very 90s.
So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
So yeah, so next week we're going to watch The Craft. If you want to watch The Craft so that you are up to date on what the movie is about and what it's like, you can watch it this weekend. Hopefully we should be able to post it in time next week.
Yeah, but I mean, these are bonus episodes. We usually do every other week, but for Halloween, we're doing every week. So if we don't
give
release
us a little courtesy.
Yeah, if we don't release on time, it's not a big deal. None of you are listening to this when it drops anyway, right?
Maybe.
Anyway, that's going to do it for
You haven't seen it?
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to
You haven't.
Okay, we'll do it again.
Okay.
I am going to say you haven't seen it this time.
Okay.